Good morning, everyone. My name is Jayaprakash. I'm the CTO of Criterion Networks. I also serve as the Vice Chair of Interop at the ONF. For the next few minutes, I'll share with you details of the upcoming field trial for the Atrium project. Some of you might be aware, Atrium was one of the initial open source SDN projects that was incubated by the ONF. For those of you who may not be very familiar with Atrium, I'll take a minute or two to talk about the project itself before getting into the details of the field trial. Now, the objective of the Atrium project was to deliver vertically integrated, near production quality SDN stack for network operator use cases. The BGP peering router is one of the use cases that is included in the Atrium distribution. Something called a flow objectives that is implemented in Atrium also provides a way to achieve better interop across different switch pipeline implementations. Since 2015, the peering router and other applications have been demonstrated at various forums, including last year's SDN World Congress here, and more recently at the Open SDN India yearly summit that was held in Bangalore. Atrium 16A is the most recent distribution of Atrium, and it includes implementations of the BGP peering router with flow objectives for both ONOS and Open Daylight controllers. The BGP peering router in Atrium uses Quagga for route learning, and internally it communicates to a BGP speaker application running on the SDN controller. The SDN controller eventually uses the flow objectives module to talk to the OpenFlow switches, which guarantees interoperability. A lot of information on the project is available on the Atrium wiki, so in the interest of time, I'll move on and talk a little bit about the field trial itself. Before we move on, however, a few words on the customer SIFY. So SIFY is one of the largest IC solution providers in India. They have one of the largest MPLS deployments in India and recently played a key role in building out the largest integrated MPLS network in India for the Department of Postal Services. Now, SIFY has been evaluating VPN provider edge gateways based on OpenSDN solutions for a while now as part of their NG network transformation initiatives. The field trial itself will have two phases. In the first phase, they are looking at evaluating the control and data planes using OpenFlow based internet gateway routers. The end goal of the field trial, however, is to build on the first phase of learnings and work towards getting a virtualized provider edge gateway working in the SIFY network. The field trial will start in January 2017 and after acceptance testing at SIFY will run for around 6 months. Now, the field trial requirements are currently being pre-validated by the Atrium team based on a published test plan to ensure that the core field trial requirements are met. The pre-validation efforts are being done using a sort of a simplified topology that is being shown here to ensure that the core control plane and the data plane requirements are met. The actual network deployment is a little bit more involved, but as you can see here, the core requirement is for the internet gateway router to peer with up to maybe around 20 different transit peers and provide connectivity for the customers connected to the provider edge. In the case of SIFY deployment, there's also an additional requirement for the internet gateway to be able to handle LDP from the MPLS backbone. This is an overview of the control and data plane requirements. We're taking a phased approach to identify all the products that will meet the field trial requirements. Lab testing is currently underway to measure the performance of the control and the data planes with all the participants. There's also some work underway within the ONOS and OpenML controller communities to close on some of the gaps that were identified with respect to the core requirements. The pre-acceptance test plan for the Atrium field trial is available on the wiki, and the first phase of the test results is expected to be published sometime later this month. Here's a quick eye chart on the timelines and activities involved. And here's a list of participants who are currently involved in the field trial. Do write to the Atrium mailing list if you would like to be part of the field trial. All the pre-test efforts are currently undertaken at Criterion Network Labs at the primary test facility in Bangalore, but on a case-by-case basis, we can also accommodate some testing in our lab in San Jose if required. If you have a product that you'd like to make part of the field trial, we request you to bring it up at one of our weekly Atrium meetings, which happens Monday AM PSTs, or write to us and we can discuss options for integration. Please go to the Atrium wiki to get more details on how you can participate and contribute to the project. I hope you found the short presentation useful. Thanks for your time and wish you a great time here at the SDN World Congress.